Picture this. You're standing in the bread aisle at your local grocery store, surrounded by dozens of bread options. How do you choose? What if I told you the bread you pick could actually add or subtract years from your life? This isn't just some wild claim. It's based on science. In 2023, Harvard Medical School followed 93,000 adults over 60 for 2 decades and found something shocking. The bread you eat could lower your risk of heart disease by 43% and add up to 7.2 extra years to your life. But here's the catch. Your body processes bread completely differently after 60. Your digestion slows down, blood sugar regulation weakens, and your metabolism becomes fragile. Bread choices that might have been harmless in your 40s could now be secretly damaging your arteries, spiking your blood sugar, and accelerating aging. Before we get to the list, if you love your grandchildren, make sure you hit the subscribe button. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 4 best breads you must eat after 60 and the 4 worst breads you should avoid at all costs. Stay tuned because the #1 bread on our must-eat list might be in your grocery store right now, and you're probably walking right past it. Number 4, sprouted grain bread. Let's start with something you might not have considered: sprouted grain bread. This isn't just another loaf of bread, it's a game changer for anyone over 60. Sprouted grain bread uses a technique where whole grains are soaked and allowed to germinate before they're ground into flour. It's an ancient practice that our ancestors used, but now science is catching up to just how powerful it really is for your health. Here's the deal. When grains are sprouted, they break down starches and proteins into simpler forms that are way easier to digest. This is a huge win for people over 60 whose digestive enzymes decrease as we age. In fact, a 2023 study from the UCLA Center for Human Nutrition tested 500 adults over 65 who had digestive complaints. After just 8 weeks of eating sprouted grain bread, 73% of them reported significant improvements in bloating, gas, and stomach discomfort. But there's more. Sprouted grain bread has a lower glycemic index than regular whole wheat bread. This means it won't cause those crazy blood sugar spikes that are so damaging over time. It's a much gentler option for your body, especially as you get older. In fact, research shows that sprouted grain bread has a glycemic index of just 36 compared to 51 for whole wheat and a whopping 75 for white bread. That's a huge difference. Plus, it's nutrient-dense. During the sprouting process, vitamin C increases by 600%, B vitamins go up by 300%, and new anti-inflammatory compounds are created that can reduce joint pain, boost cognitive function, and support your overall health. If you want to give sprouted grain bread a try, it's usually found in the freezer section of health food stores. Look for brands like Ezekiel 49 or Alvarado Street Bakery. It's a little pricier, but you're essentially buying health in a loaf. Number 3, authentic sourdough bread. Up next is authentic sourdough bread. This one's not just a nostalgia trip, it's packed with benefits for older adults. Sourdough is made through a slow fermentation process, using wild yeast and beneficial bacteria that actually break down gluten and phytic acid, making it much easier to digest than regular bread. A study published in 2022 showed that seniors who ate real sourdough bread, not the store-bought fake kind, had a 26% improvement in gut comfort. That means less bloating and more regular bowel movements, things that get tougher with age. What's more, this slow fermentation process lowers sourdough's glycemic index, meaning it won't spike your blood sugar the way regular bread will. In fact, a study from the University of Toronto showed that seniors who ate sourdough had 45% less blood glucose rise compared to those who ate regular bread. That's a big deal if you're trying to manage your blood sugar or fighting prediabetes. The best way to eat sourdough? Look for whole grain sourdough with a true sourdough starter, not just sourdough flavoring. It has a chewy texture, tangy flavor, and works great for sandwiches, toast, or pairing with soups. You don't need much. Just 2 slices a day can give you gut benefits and blood sugar stability. Trust me, it's an easy swap. Number 2, rye bread. Next up, rye bread. This isn't just a Scandinavian classic, it's a powerhouse for heart health and blood sugar control. Rye is naturally high in soluble fiber, particularly a type called arabinoxylan, which helps trap cholesterol in your gut and flush it out rather than absorbing it. In a 2020 Finnish study, adults over 65 who ate just 2 slices of whole grain, rye bread daily saw their LDL cholesterol drop by 16% in just 3 months. Plus, rye bread is slow digesting, meaning it won't spike your blood sugar and leave you with those crashes and cravings you get from white bread. Rye keeps things steady, which is a major win for seniors. Rye also helps with regularity, a common problem for people over 60. Rye is one of the most effective breads for promoting natural digestion, and it helps your metabolism stay in check as you age. When shopping for rye bread, make sure it's made with whole grain rye flour, not just wheat flour dyed brown. You'll get a denser loaf with a slightly tangy flavor, perfect for sandwiches, toast, or paired with cheeses or hearty soups. Rye bread isn't just filling, it's a heart-healthy, blood sugar stabilizing digestive superfood. Number 1, 100% whole grain seeded bread. Here it is, the king of breads for anyone over 60, 100% whole grain seeded bread, packed with a variety of seeds like pumpkin, sunflower, chia, and sesame. This bread offers a nutritional powerhouse for your body. A 2024 study from Copenhagen Heart Research Center followed 18,000 adults over 60 for 15 years and found that people who ate 100% whole grain seeded bread daily had a 47% lower risk of dying from any cause and lived an average of 4.7 years longer than those who ate white bread. This isn't just about living longer, it's about better quality of life. The fiber in whole grain bread works like a broom for your digestive system, helping to sweep out toxins, stabilize blood sugar, and feed your gut microbiome. Plus, the B vitamins and magnesium help support muscle function and brain health, which are vital as you age. And because whole grain bread digests slowly, you get steady, long-lasting energy. No crashes or spikes. If you want to maximize the benefits, make sure the bread you buy is 100% whole grain. Look for loaves with a variety of seeds for an extra boost of healthy fats, fiber, and antioxidants. Brands like Dave's Killer Bread or Silver Hills offer some great options that pack a punch in terms of nutrients. Now let's flip the script. The 4 worst breads to avoid. Let's be honest, bread can be a silent killer, especially as we age. Now that you know which breads support your health, here are the worst breads that are secretly damaging your body, especially after 60. Number 4, white bread. White bread might be a staple in many households, but it's one of the worst choices for seniors. Sure, it's soft, easy to digest, and a go-to comfort food, but its long-term impact on your health could be devastating. Here's why. White bread is made from refined wheat flour that's stripped of its bran and germ, the 2 most nutritious parts of the grain. What you're left with is essentially processed starch, which digests quickly, causing massive spikes in blood sugar. And these spikes aren't just annoying, they're dangerous. Rapid blood sugar fluctuations put added stress on your insulin system, leading to insulin resistance, which is the precursor to type 2 diabetes. White bread also has a high glycemic index, meaning it will cause rapid spikes and crashes in your blood sugar. These crashes can leave you feeling tired, irritable, and craving more food, leading to weight gain, particularly around your waistline. This weight gain is especially dangerous because belly fat is associated with heart disease, stroke, and other serious conditions. Even though white bread is often marketed as a quick snack or easy choice, it's lacking in essential vitamins and minerals. Unlike whole grain breads, white bread doesn't support your immune system, brain function, or overall health. It's essentially an empty calorie food that leaves your body needing more of the nutrients it requires. The solution is simple. Treat white bread as an occasional treat, not a regular part of your diet. If you love its soft texture, look for alternatives like whole grain bread or even sourdough, which offer a much healthier balance of nutrients and are easier on your digestive system. Number 3, sweet bread and pastries. Who doesn't love a sweet roll, Danish, or cinnamon bun with their morning coffee? They're a classic indulgence, but for seniors, these sweet breads and pastries are a ticking health time bomb. Packed with refined flour, sugar, and often cheap oils, these treats send your blood sugar soaring, followed by a rapid crash. After eating, you may feel an initial sugar high, but that will quickly give way to fatigue, irritability, and hunger, making you crave more sugar. But the dangers of sweet breads go beyond just heart disease. High sugar levels contribute to chronic inflammation in the body, which accelerates skin aging, joint pain, and even mental health issues like depression and anxiety. The sugar causes insulin spikes, which then trigger inflammation throughout the body, making existing conditions like arthritis or muscle pain even worse. Over time, your body becomes less able to handle large amounts of sugar. The more you eat, the more it starts to accumulate in your system, causing weight gain and slowing down your metabolism. This means the sugar from sweet breads doesn't just make you gain weight, it also damages your organs, impairs your gut health, and stresses your immune system. If you find yourself craving sweet flavors, consider making healthier alternatives at home, using ingredients like mashed banana, applesauce, or honey instead of refined sugar. You can even use whole grain flour as your base to keep the bread healthier. When you do indulge, try to limit your sweet bread intake to special occasions, not as a regular habit.